the bottom of my heart, I'm speaking for every lobster fisherman that's a part of this local. They could not thank you enough for what you people have done. We are changing the way the lobster industry has always been. We found the Bank of Labor. These people believed in us. They made the deal for us, and thank God they did.
When we as organizers were looking at this industry from the outside, we began to realize that the lobstermen themselves are mistreated by everybody else that participated in the industry.
Why should a lobster fisherman get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, get in his boat, go to work, come back, and told what he's going to get paid for his lobsters?
The fishermen never saw that revenue stream. They weren't part of that.
Why in the world are we being controlled like that? It should never be that way.
We say, hey, you lobstermen in every harbor, everywhere up and down the coast, you have the control over this industry because you're the only ones that can go and catch the product.
So we said, well, if we had the ability to sell our own lobsters or market our own lobster, they would be part of that revenue stream that they've never seen before.
Coming together on the same page, we could do something about this industry, do something about the price.
They're taking control. The time has come for the industry to change.
We are making history. That first meeting, we had 39 fishermen show up. They all joined that evening. They all committed to working in this union to make it work.
So how do we do that, right? That's a huge process to selling lobster because you can't just walk in as a new kid on the block and sell lobsters. When we first started meeting with the banks, we come up with a concept, let's purchase the wholesale business, and with that comes the lobster pound that we're at here today, the outdoor pound, the indoor pound, all the trucking.
This is our wholesale location where we bring the lobsters in from the boats, and then the next day we will take and pack the orders.
When we put all that together, we approach the banks.
It became apparent to us that the first 2 banks said no because of industry pressure.
As soon as they saw that the actual fishermen were going to have a say in the industry, they just pulled right away.
And 3 banks later, we realized that it wasn't probably going to work.
That's when I had been at a conference with the Machinists Union, and I listened to a presentation on Bank of Labor.
And that started the conversation on the Bank of Labor doing the financing for us.
We were introduced to the Pettigrew family, and their Trenton Bridge Lobster Pound was that other side of the industry that the lobstermen have always been pitted against.
With this lobster union coming, it's a protection for the fishing community.
And now we're going to use Bank of Labor money, which is union money, to purchase the product.
They jumped on board, allowing us to purchase Trenton Bridge. We now have the power and the ability to buy and sell our own lobster.
Talking to a very union-friendly bank was, it was bar none the best thing that we could have ever done.
We were finally like, wow, somebody was actually working with us to make it happen instead of working against us to try and keep it from happening.
You're giving us a second chance at life. You're giving us our industry back.
I grew up here. I grew up with the lobster fishermen coming and going. And I don't know, it's just it's a love that you have. It's the people.
What the Pettigrews have done, what the IAM has done, what the Boilermakers have done when they stepped in with their piece in the financing and the Bank of Labor, it quite literally has saved communities just like this one here in Vinyl Haven that entirely depend on the lobstering industry.
I've only got a few more years of lobstering left in my body, but I want to hold my head up high and say, I was part of this. And I can go to bed at night and think, hey, look, Rocky, you know, you're doing a good thing. This community is never, ever going to forget you.